Welcome to this gentle adult yoga class. Let's get started lying on our backs on our mats. We'll take some slow, deep breaths. It's a hot summer day. And we'll allow the body to surrender its weight into the floor. And we're in the spirit this morning of summertime and the living is easy. We're having a lot of fun. Letting the body relax for a few more breaths. Feeling joyful and playful this morning. Let's bring the knees into the chest and give yourself a hug and a little rock from side to side. And continuing in our spirit of play, let's bring the arms and legs up into the sky. And we're just gonna pedal our fingers and toes and just playing like seaweed. Getting a little inversion here, a little movement in the joints, just having some fun. Opposite arms and legs moving together. That's a little challenge. As one leg comes forward, the opposite arm goes with it. As one leg comes back, the opposite arm goes back. And notice if you've got that pattern happening, it's integrating your brain. And let's just stop for a second and stretch up. Press up through the heels of your feet and the palms of your hands and press your hips and shoulders down. Imagine somebody else is standing on your hands and your feet. You're half of an acrobatic act. So you want to really press down to reach up. So it's not limp because you drop your partner if you did that. One more breath here. Let's bring those arms and legs back in. One more hug. And then place the feet on the floor. And we'll bring the arms back up. And we'll lower the knees to one side and the hands to the other. And then inhale up. And lower the knees down, hands in the opposite direction. You can stay with this pattern, a nice little twist. Or make it a little more complicated by having your head follow your knees. And you can make it even more complicated by having your eyes follow your hands. And come back to center, one more hug. And you can either roll to one side to sit up or some spinal rock and roll. Warming up the spine if that works for you. And you can just do spinal rock and roll like that, or you can take it all the way into plow. Do one more. And come to a seated position. So sitting up in easy pose or whatever works for you. Stretching up tall, growing roots down into the earth and your head up into the heavens. We'll take some easy circling. Getting your shoulders into it. Pressing that shoulder forward, rounding back. Pressing the shoulder forward, coming forward with the chest. pressing the shoulder forward. So we're not just doing the hip circles here, we're getting the whole body involved. One more circle in this direction. Let's come on back up. And we'll circle the other way, press the shoulder forward, reach forward with the chest, shoulder forward, rounding back. Shoulder, chest, shoulder, round back. Waking up the spine, the hip creases, opening up the joints. Shoulders involved. One more circle in this direction. And back to center. Let's do some painting of the wall. Let the head follow, so stretching up. And maybe this is more than painting the wall then, because the head is, I don't know, it's called waterfall. Reaching up, coming down. So we're doing the head and the hands together. Stretching up and tucking the chin. I'm feeling a nice cool waterfall happening here on this hot summer day. And let's come back to center and we'll slide. And the hands float through water and upper body and head can follow along. And then let's flick that water off our fingers. And let's draw some water in, or whatever we're pulling in. Taffy. We're going to pull taffy in a minute. We're going to do that. Okay. And let's just stop for a minute and notice the body waking up. So we're going to pull some taffy. We're going to bring the hands together and warm them up. And we're going to open the body up from the inside by moving with the breath. We're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to let the hands expand and then come back towards each other. Inhaling, the whole body gets bigger, the hands float away and come towards each other. With each breath, the hands might move a little further. We've warmed up that taffy. So extending the breath, extending the stretch. What flavor taffy have you got? Maybe you've extended that as far as it will go. And then we'll come back in. We'll begin to stretch one arm up and one arm down. Inhaling, stretching the taffy this way. Until that upper arm has gone all the way up. And down. And we'll switch sides. So just starting with a slow warm up. With each inhale, getting a little bit longer. And maybe one more, and this time stretching all the way up. And down. And now let's see if we can turn that into a twist. Twisting a little more with each motion. And stretching a little more, one more on the side. And back to center. And beginning to twist the other way, starting soft. And getting bigger and stretching more with each repetition. Big stretch and back to center. And just savor that flavor in your mouth, whatever flavor taffy you've made. And let's bring the hands to the floor and back and squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the heart. If you want to go for a little more, you can even lift the hips and arc up. Come on back to center, and let's walk all the way forward as far as your body will allow. Inhale back up, let's switch legs. And we'll do a second set, bringing the hands to the floor and back. Shoulder blades come towards each other, the heart lifts, stretch up. Or lifting your hips and stretching all the way up in a big arc here. And come on back down. And come forward, letting the weight of your body reach towards the floor. Pressing your tailbone towards the floor as you reach your forehead down as well. Let's pick the head up and walk the hands around to one side. And walk around the other way. Inhale back to center. One more big stretch here. And then walk yourself back in. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's open the legs and we'll windshield wiper the knees. And let's turn that into a spinal twist. So knees to one side, inhale, and walk around. Look over your shoulder. Can you find your foot? It's okay if you can't. And come back to center. Flip the knees over the other way and walk around. Try to find my foot, got a cramp instead. And back to center. And let's shake those legs out. And we'll point and flex the knees and the toes. So when the feet flex, the knees will come up and down. Inhaling, toes up, knees up, pointing, knees down. You might also draw your belly in as you point. Inhale, belly relax. Exhale, draw the belly in as you point the toes. And we'll circle the ankles. And circle back the other way. And windshield wiper the legs. Take a moment. Take that in. And let's come up onto our knees in the middle of our mat for some gate pose. We're starting here. Bring the hands to the hips. Slide the left leg out with the toes pointed forward, if that works for you. We're going to bring this arm up over the ear, and the other arm slides down the side of the leg. Press the foot into the earth to engage this leg, and spin your rib cage towards the sky. Nice deep breaths here. Inhale back up, bring that leg in. Bring the other leg out with the toes pointed forward, if that works for you. And we'll slide down. Press the foot into the floor to engage the leg, lifting the arch. Spin your rib cage towards the sky, the pinky side of your hand down. Deep breaths. And release, and back to center. First side again. Coming into gate pose. It's got a lovely Sanskrit name, but I don't want to mispronounce it. So I'll look it up for you for next week before I tell you what it is. This time we'll bring the hand to the floor. And we can bring the other arm up and over. So now we're pressing into the back foot, engaging that leg. Big side stretch. Spin your rib cage towards the sky. Inhale back up. Bring that leg in. Send the other leg out. Sliding down. Opening this side of the body. And then coming over, pressing the foot into the floor to engage that leg, and bringing this arm up or over, spinning the rib cage, looking up if that works for you. Feel that lovely line of energy from your foot to your fingertips. And inhale back up. Take a breath, come back into Thunderbolt for a minute, and then come over into Child. Let's wrap our feet, bring some energy into the feet. This is good for neuropathy. And then sitting back on our heels, bring the hands to the floor behind you. You can make this as intense as you like. Lifting the knees up to stretch the front of the ankles. And then coming over into table pose for some cat and dog. Let's lift the head and the chest and round the back. Come back to a nice flat back, and then walk around to one side, ear to shoulder, shoulder towards your hip. And around the other way. And we'll do a few more sets. And one more time. And back to center. Let's send the right leg out and back. And we're going to flip it over. And here we are in our side stretch again. But this time, you can swing your bottom foot out behind you a little more to give you a better tripod effect. And then you can lift that leg up and balance here. Or bend your knee, grab your ankle and press the thigh back. Spin the body towards the sky. And release. Bring the foot down, bring the hand down. Waggle your tail. I'm going to walk around. And we'll do the other side. So we'll send the left leg out, flip it over. Coming into our side stretch here. Take your bottom foot and swivel it behind you so you have a tripod effect. So now you can pick that leg up and balance. You can stay right here. Or bend your leg, reach your ankle. Press the thigh back, spin your body towards the sky. Deep breaths, enjoying the stretch. And come down, foot to the floor, hand to the floor, knee to the floor, come back into child. And press into the left hand, lifting your elbow, bring your right arm in underneath you and slide through, coming into an easy spinal twist. And back the other way, bring the other arm through. And back into child. And then bring your knees together parallel. And we'll do some coming into up dog. So inhaling forward, coming into an up dog. Exhaling back, coming into child. Inhaling into up dog. Exhaling into child. One more time, let's inhale and hold. You want your shoulders down, your elbows hugging the body, the heart lifted. If this is too much, come down into cobra. And back into child. Stay in child or come into your squat. And again, if a low squat doesn't work for you, a high squat is perfectly acceptable. Finding the one that you like best, taking a few breaths in whatever pose you've chosen. And we'll meet in Uttanasana, forward fold. And very slowly roll up. Coming into Tadasana. Take a few breaths here. Ground through the feet. Stretch up through the top of your head. And then let's step out a little bit. And we're going to throw some chi, some energy. So we're going to just opening the hand and blowing. like you're blowing off your hand anything you no longer need. So it's an easy spinal twist. And a little bit of a breath work. Deep breath in the nose, exhaling out with a blow. The rhythm, the rocking, the blowing feels so good. Nice, easy exercise for a hot summer's day. And you come back to stillness. You might feel still rocking happening, so just feel that energy. Let the body take that in. And now we're going to grab some energy. We're going to cup the hand and reach back. Little spinal twist, big rainbow. Bringing that energy in and clearing your chakra column. You can drop that hand onto your lower belly, scooping that energy up, a little spinal twist. And bringing that energy down to your belly. Big scoop, big twist. And then head and hands following each other. And one more set. And rest. We're going to step out nice and wide, coming into our 5-pointed star. Bring the hands to the sacrum or into Yoga Mudra. Tucking the tailbone, pulling the hands away from your butt if you're in Yoga Mudra, or encouraging your tailbone to reach downward to lengthen your lower back if your hands are on your sacrum. Bringing the spine forward between the shoulder blades to lift the heart. And the chin is stretching up without crunching the back of the neck. Take a nice deep breath and we'll spin our toes over to the right. Coming into a warrior one variation of Yoga Mudra here. And then coming over the leg. You might be in ski jump, or you might come all the way down, bringing your shoulder inside your knee and letting your head relax. Inhale, unfurl. Come back to center, let the arms float up. Bring your hands behind you and bring the opposite thumb in front. Lifting the heart, tucking the tailbone, drawing the lower belly up. And then rotating the toes the other way to the left. Continuing to stretch up as you ground through your feet. And then leaning forward, maybe you're in ski jump, or maybe you're all the way over, bringing the shoulder inside the knee, letting the head relax. Really grounding through the feet here. Deep breath into all the tight places. Humble warrior, surrendering here. And inhale back up, nice and slow so you don't get dizzy. And come on back to your 5-pointed star. And toe, heel, or slightly jump back to Tadasana. We're going to step out one more time. This time we're going to come into goddess pose. We're going to do our little vinyasa here. Starting in goddess pose, we're going to swing around to warrior one. We're going to lift the back heel to a lunge position and open into a warrior twist. Place the heel on the floor, come back into Virabhadrasana 1. And then come back into goddess pose. Do the other side, spinning the body. You might want to put the opposite thumb in front if you're doing steeple variation with your hands. Picking up the back heel, spinning into Virabhadrasana 2 twist. And heel comes back on the floor as we come back into Virabhadrasana 1. And back into goddess pose. And if you like, pick up your heels, balancing here. And coming back into 5-pointed star. Take a nice deep breath, and we'll turn that into a forward fold, bringing the hand to the opposite leg. Spinning your body so it's a bit of a twist and a forward fold. And inhale, nice and slow, back to 5-pointed star. And we'll come over the other way. And your hand may be higher up on your thigh, that's fine. Inhale back. And toe, heel. Once lightly jump back to Tadasana. Feel the energy circulate. And let's come down onto our mats on our backs. Take a few breaths here. Grab the right knee, bring that in, give that like a hug. If you like, give it a kiss. If you can't kiss it, blow it a kiss. And then you can lower the head back down, but we'll make some nice circles. Holding on to the knee. Circling. And circling the other way. And one more hug in, one more kiss. And lower the head, lower the foot, slide down. Take a breath, compare the two sides. Let's bring the other leg in and give it a hug and give it a kiss. And lower down. And we'll circle that leg, opening up the hip there. And circle the other way. And one more kiss. And down. And rest. Bring both legs in, give your legs a hug here, flattening your back onto the floor, and come into happy baby. If you'd like to rock or make some noise, this would be the class to do it in. And bring the soles of your feet together, your hands between your legs, pulling your ankles towards each other and pressing your knees away. Pressing your tailbone into the floor at the same time. Nice deep breaths, opening up those inner thighs. And let's release the feet to the floor. We'll pick up one leg and we'll cross the knees over. So this is not figure four, we're crossing knees. And so then the knee that's in front, that's the way we're going to twist, bringing that knee towards the floor. Arms can be in goddess and turning your head away from your knees. Nice deep breaths as you surrender your weight into the mat. If this is too intense, you can just put one knee on top of the other. While doing nothing, you might just feel your breath deepening as your body opens. It's a lovely experience to be in a relaxed pose and yet feel the body grow and deepen into its stretch. Inhale back to center, uncross the legs, give yourself a hug. And then turn around the other way while you're doing that. Okay, so I'm going to cross the other leg over. Whatever knee's on top, that's the direction you're going to lower your legs in. Arms can be in goddess pose, and we'll turn the head away from the knees. Surrendering with each breath. And slowly come back and come into Shavasana. I need to stop this for a minute. You keep going, just come into Shavasana. Okay, so on a nice hot day, a lovely way to cool down might be to do some legs up the wall. You could grab a bolster and put that bolster under your lower back. So you want to not have it right against the wall so that your back has a little bit of a natural curve. So if you don't have a bolster, you can just put your legs against the wall. So the easiest way to do legs against the wall is to have that bolster close to the wall, sit on it, and scoot your legs up the wall. Shimmy as close to the wall as you can. And then surrender. Again, arms and goddess is a nice way to go. Opens your chest, deepens your breath. And just let the cooling effect of this asana take you off into a nice, quiet space. Focus on your breath. Nice, cool thoughts. Imagine a beach or a lake. And let all your worries drift away. If you don't have a wall, you can just put your legs on a chair with your shins supported by the seat of the chair. Because this is a supported pose, we're staying longer, letting the body recover from all the stress of being in very hot weather. Notice where your body is unwinding the tension. Feel yourself drifting into another place. The mind becoming soft and rested, just like the body. We'll very slowly come out of this because we don't want to get dizzy. Gently bringing the knees into the chest. Rolling to one side to come off the bolster. And stretching out into Shavasana. You could put that bolster under your knees if you like. You can stay here as long as you like. And when you're ready, begin to bring some movement back into your fingers and toes. Gently move and stretch in whatever way feels good to you. And come to a seated position. Stay cool. Namaste.